going on, everyone? So, LeBron James. Is it possible that LeBron James leaves? I want to start by saying I don't believe he will. I think he's sticking around, even with the new owner. Reports came out that, like, hey, this doesn't change LeBron's plans at all. All the expectations are for LeBron James to stick around with the Lakers. A lot of talks about him opting in. That I'm not so sold on, right? I know, like, there have been countless reports. And again, I'm not an insider. I'm not a reporter. I do not know more than these people. But there have been heavy reporting that he is going to opt in. I'm not saying he won't, but I don't think that that's like a guarantee, right? Like there have been reports like that's what's going to happen. And I'm not so sure. Again, I think it really boils down to what the Lakers can do. LeBron's in no rush to sign that extension. And that's kind of one of the talking points, right? Gotten a lot of comments, a lot of questions like, hey, like LeBron hasn't opted in. Everyone's saying he's going to opt in, right? What is happening, right? Like, does that mean he's leaving, right? No, I think he's going to give the Lakers an opportunity, just like we saw last year, right? What happened last year? LeBron gave the Lakers an opportunity to make some moves and was willing to kind of work with them, and they failed to come through. So LeBron signed, he took a tiny haircut in order to keep them under the second apron. But I think LeBron's going to do that again. The thing that I think is funny is like there was an abundance of reports after the Luka trade that all said LeBron is expected to take a discount to help build around him and Luka in the offseason, right? That he was going to opt out and take a discount. And then they lost in the first round of the playoffs. And then it was like all these reports that like LeBron's going to opt in. And it's like, okay, well, what changed, right? Like all these, like literally some of the same people were like, LeBron's going to, so like what changed? There was no clarification on that. It was just like, he's going to take a discount till he's not. I think what LeBron will do, and again, I don't know him. I can't call him and be like, hey, Bron, what's up, buddy? Like nothing like that. I don't have, Kai Cenat connections or anything like that. But I do think based on what we saw last year, I don't know why he wouldn't do that this year, especially with Luka. I don't know why he wouldn't go, hey, if you can get the right pieces, I will take the discounts and do what's necessary. Because if he takes enough of a discount to get to keep us under the first apron, Lakers could do sign and trades and they could pull off free up their full mid-level exception, right? The problem is that if you do any of those things, it hard caps you. Well, if LeBron takes like $20 million less, you now could go and do those things and acquire those things and now go get maybe 2-3 higher end players. Right? But again, LeBron's not going to take a discount just for the sake of taking a discount, right? LeBron's not going to be willing to do so just for the, like, hey, out of the kindness of his heart. You have to prove to him, hey, if you take a discount, we can go get Bruce Brown, Clint Capella, and sign and trade for, whatever, Jonathan Kuminga, just guy that came to mind, right? Do you want those guys or no? Otherwise, if you opt in, we can't get any of those guys. And maybe we can get Clint Capella. And maybe LeBron goes, yeah, right? You solve, wing issues. You solve, yeah, do that. I'll take the discount. Let's make it happen, right? Again, you have to prove that. But the one, new kind of concern and caveat that I will say, I think increases, I still want to be clear, I still don't believe LeBron is going to leave. But I do think that there is a greater chance now than there has ever been, and it's because of the Eastern Conference. If LeBron wants to win another championship, right, as well as potentially win Finals MVP, because if the Lakers win a championship, one, LeBron is probably going to be the second guy. He'll never really be the second guy, but he's probably going to be the second guy. Probably won't win Finals MVP. If LeBron wants to win a championship, right, and, get another Finals MVP and, go to like a true contender, the kind of like, hey, let the Lakers build around Luka, going to the East would make a lot of sense right now. I mean, if you're LeBron, you have to be looking at the Eastern Conference right now and going like, man, if I go to one of these teams, we might be able to win, right? Like what does he look like if he goes to, a Cleveland, right? Just saying. Now, I wouldn't want Darius Garland because you got Luka, but could you get like a Jared Allen and, maybe turn Darius Garland into like pieces, right? Like maybe you could work out a 3-team deal and get like a Jared Allen, Darius Garland package, but Darius Garland is getting moved for maybe other players or assets that then the Lakers are using to go, get some perimeter help, something like that, Orlando. What does LeBron look like in Orlando, right? Could the Lakers maybe get like a Suggs and, like a Wendell Carter Jr. and a Jonathan Isaac for like a LeBron? And then now they could have LeBron slot in, and like, what does he look like in Orlando? I'm just saying, like, if you look at the East, it is wide open, right? And so you have really, right, the Bucks, I don't think are going anywhere because I still think Giannis might leave. So I think they're out. So really it's the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? I think they'll still be one of the best teams, not the best team in the East. The New York Knicks, right? Orlando, I think, could be in that conversation. And then outside of that, it's like maybe the Sixers. But like the Sixers, I mean, can Joel Embiid and Paul George be healthy? Right? Like if I was LeBron, I wouldn't want to go to the Sixers. But like if you could go to like Orlando or Cleveland, New York, my problem is like what you're trading Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby for LeBron, right? Like I don't know about New York, although he'd probably like to go to New York. But I just what trade makes sense for the Lakers? You got to keep in mind LeBron has a no trade clause. But again, this would be with LeBron wanting to go, right? Like look, Lakers aren't going to trade LeBron to the East unless he goes, I want to go to the East, which then he would opt in and the Lakers would go and make the trade, right? So teams wouldn't have to sign and trade for him or nothing. He would opt in and then the Lakers would go and trade him, right? So to me, I think Orlando and Cleveland would be the two best options, right? Do you go to Cleveland and team up with Evan Mobley and, DeAndre Hunter as well as a Donovan Mitchell, right? And, they already are talking about moving Evan Mobley to the center position. So LeBron could slot right into the 4. So you could have LeBron at the 4, Evan Mobley at the 5. You got Donovan Mitchell, and then, DeAndre Hunter. You just got to kind of fill in that other role, which they already have guys that could fill that role, right? And you'd be turning LeBron James, right? And then the Lakers would get their center in a Jared Allen. And then, again, like I said, I'd look to turn Darius Garland into other players or assets, right? Because again, Darius Garland just doesn't make any sense now that you got Luka. But if you could turn Darius Garland into, maybe even another star, that maybe makes more sense, right? If a guy becomes available. Now, what could you get for Garland, Austin Reeves, a first, and whatever else, right? Just kind of thing, just getting things that come to mind. But that's the only way I see LeBron not sticking around with the Lakers, is if LeBron's like, I want to go to the East because it gives me the best chance to win. But the reason I don't think that will happen is because, again, LeBron doesn't want to leave his family, and all of his family wants to stay in LA. And his kid is on the Lakers, which means that you'd have to trade Bronny, because they're like a package deal, right? Even Golden State, that was willing to take him on, trade for LeBron, would have had to and was willing to take on Bronny James as well. So any team that does that, so maybe he's like, me and my son can go there, but then leaving his wife and all that stuff, right? And his other kid who's going to be in the NBA in a year, right? But he's going to Arizona, but you're in LA, so you're still close enough to where he could just go to Arizona, where if he's at Cleveland or Orlando, just things to kind of keep in mind. I don't think he goes anywhere. I want to be very clear about that, but I do think that there is a better chance than ever that he might at least consider. You got to at least think about it. Like, man, what do I look like on Cleveland, right? Go back to Cleveland, win them another championship right off into the sunset. Right now, I got 5. Again, I think he'd win another Finals MVP if he was on Cleveland, and because I still think he'd be their best player. Right, so it's just like, I don't know. I just kind of look at that and I'm like, maybe there's incentive for him. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.